Imagine you are at an important dinner. Everyone is laughing, talking, and sharing. However, there is an empty chair at the table. It's not just that no one is sitting there right now, it's that no one was ever there. At first, you try to ignore it. But over time, you realize that this absence dictates where everyone else sits, how the food is served, and even the tone of the conversation. Have you ever felt like there is an empty chair inside of you? A sense that you are missing an instruction manual that everyone else seemed to receive at birth? We often think that growing up without a father, whether due to physical absence, emotional neglect, or abandonment, is something you simply get over with time. People tell us, well, you're an adult now, that's in the past. But psychology tells a very different story. The absence of that figure is not a static void. It is an active force that shapes how you see love, how you handle success, and how you talk to yourself when no one else is listening. Today, we are going to explore 10 invisible patterns your mind developed as defense mechanisms, not to relive the pain, but to give you the keys to your own freedom. We are going to transform that empty chair into a space of revelation. Reframing. Your mind isn't broken, it was creative. The first thing I want to tell you is this: if you identify with these patterns, it doesn't mean you are broken. From an evolutionary and neurobiological perspective, your brain did something amazing. When a child detects a lack of protection or guidance, their nervous system enters a state of hyper-adaptation. Your mind created these patterns to protect you, to help you navigate a world that felt unsafe. Scientifically, we call these adaptive attachment strategies. They aren't factory defects, they are survival scars. And scars, while they remind us of the wound, are also proof that we are incredibly resilient. The 10 invisible patterns. Hyper-responsibility. The child who was never a child. You grew up feeling like you had to be the pillar of the house, or the emotional support for your mother or siblings. Your mind learned that to be valuable, you had to be useful. Today, this translates into an inability to delegate and chronic exhaustion from carrying everyone else's problems. The abandonment radar, emotional hypervigilance. Your amygdala, the fear center of your brain, is calibrated to 200%. You notice a change in tone in a text message or an unusual silence from your partner, and immediately your brain screams, they're going to leave. It's a defense mechanism so that abandonment never takes you by surprise again. Thirst for external validation, the compulsive achiever. Because that fatherly gaze wasn't there to validate your early identity, you look for good job in titles, money, or praise. You feel you are worth what you achieve, not who you are. Do you ever feel like nothing is ever enough? Difficulty setting boundaries, the people pleaser. At an unconscious level, there is a fear that if you say no or show your true self, people will walk away. You become an emotional chameleon to ensure no one feels uncomfortable, even at the cost of your own peace. Success self-sabotage, the fear of being more than your origins. Sometimes you unconsciously hold yourself back, feeling like you are surpassing your family's destiny, or being too happy can generate invisible guilt. Your mind tries to keep you in the safe zone of what is known, even if what is known is scarcity, idealization, or extreme contempt for authority. Either you desperately seek a mentor to save you, projecting the father figure, or you distrust anyone who has power over you. You struggle to see authority figures as equal human beings with both light and shadows. Emotional disconnection, the suit of ice. I don't need anyone. This is the favourite lie of the mind that grew up fatherless. You developed extreme self-sufficiency so that no one can ever hurt you again. If I don't let you in, you can't leave me. Seeking project, partners. Unconsciously, you try to fix wounded or absent people in your current relationships. It is a symbolic attempt to resolve the past. If I can get this person to stay and change, then I will have finally won the battle I lost as a child. Existential guilt. Many children process a father's absence as their own fault. If he left, it must be because I wasn't good enough. That whisper becomes an adult voice that apologizes for existing. Difficulty. Inhabiting the present. You live analysing the past or fearing the future. Your nervous system never learned that the here and now is a safe place because, during your development, safety was something that could disappear overnight. The mechanism. Why does my brain do this? To understand this, we must talk about attachment theory. In human development, the father often represents the gateway to the world. If the mother is the safe harbour, the father is the map and the expedition gear. When that figure is missing, the brain perceives toxic stress. Cortisol levels, the stress hormone, stay elevated for longer. This affects the development of the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for regulating emotions and making rational decisions. These patterns aren't crazy ideas. They are neural networks firing automatically. Your brain is using old software to try to manage your new life. The good news is neuroplasticity. You can update that software. Practical strategies. How to rewrite your story tool. 1. The empty chair inventory. Inventory identify which of these 10 patterns drains your energy the most today. Step 1. Recognize it when it appears. Say out loud, "This is my abandonment radar activating. It is not reality." Step 2. Breathe and wait 90 seconds before reacting. That is how long it takes for the chemistry of an emotion to dissipate. Tool 2. Reparenting, self-parenting. You are the adult now. Imagine the child you once were. When you feel afraid, ask yourself, what words of security did I need to hear from a father in this moment? Then, say them to yourself. You have the power to be the protector you never had. Tool 3. Detaching from achievement. Dedicate 1 day a week to doing something you are bad at or that has no productive utility, just for pleasure. This helps your brain understand that your value does not depend on being useful or perfect. Warnings and caveats. Complex PTSD, TSD, if there was abuse in addition to absence, these patterns may be mixed with CPTSD, which requires professional therapeutic support. High sensitivity, HSP. Highly sensitive people may feel these patterns much more intensely due to a more reactive nervous system. A DHD and RSD, for those with ADHD, rejection-sensitive dysphoria, RSD, can make the abandonment radar feel unbearable. It's biology, not a lack of willpower. Psychological support, a message for your inner child. I want you to take a moment to breathe deeply. If you are listening to this, it's because you survived. Not only did you survive, but you are seeking to understand yourself. That is an act of immense bravery. Your father's absence was a fact, but it is not your definition. That void does not mean you are unlovable or destined for loneliness. That void is actually a space where you can build your own definition of what it means to be a whole human being. You don't have to compensate for what was missing. You don't have to be perfect to deserve the space you occupy. You are already enough simply by the fact that you had the strength to make it this far. Growing up without a father leaves marks, but it doesn't have to be a life sentence. Today, I invite you to stop looking at the empty chair and start looking at the chair where you are sitting. You are the master of your narrative. Which of these 10 patterns resonated most with you? I'd love to read your thoughts in the comments. Remember, you can't change the beginning of your story, but you can start today to write the end. See you in the next video.